Looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Oh right, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm alone in your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. Why you chase the crooks and I take the lead? Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on the name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no end to sight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm owning your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right. Spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along. But sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should. Because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Shizzy Daddy, owning your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
God, we have a good one for you today. Oh man, they just can't get enough of it, can they? Let me get the helmet. Let me get the helmet. Yeah. See, you see the red stapler back there, right? I think I got my red stapler. That was awesome. We got Mopar Mama. Welcome back. Good to see you, my juicy baby. That is awesome. I love it. We got yeah, I've owned multiple Mopars. Thank you so much. That's for you there. Thank you so much, Mopar Mama, for becoming a new member again. That's wonderful. Daddy Shizzy time. Yeah. Emma, how you doing? Good to see you. Let me get one for you here. Oh yeah. This is and I will say that I've read this pleading multiple times and I reached out, talked to somebody in the know, if you know, you know, and what this filing says doesn't tell you everything that you need to know. And we're gonna break some of this down. Just remember, BBB is the reason we have so many warning labels. That is so correct. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, chat. Welcome to another one. My songs are always great. Well, awesome. We may have Yamaha joining us later. I did send him an invite, but he'll come in. He'll come in whenever he damn well feels like it. I told him 10, but I started early, so if he shows a little late, don't you stress it, because we'll be going over this pleading. Like I said, it is. It's full of garbage. Hey, Trisha, good to see you. Welcome, chat. Welcome. Oh my gosh. Hey, Mayor Dan. All right, let's get into this thing. So, of course, Bubbles had to file another motion for attorney's fees. Basically the same thing that he's been filing for the past 4 days. Defendants move pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1927 for an order that the plaintiff's counsel pay reasonable fees for unreasonably and vexatious multiplying proceedings. Not how it works. Failing to pay half the cost of the court reporter for the December 19th, 2024 deposition of the plaintiff was ordered by the court, docket 43. Now, you would think that this is true, but it's not. Previously deceiving the undersigned, he had paid by showing a paid invoice that was actually a separate copy of the transcripted order and not part of the invoice subject to the court's order. Not true. On March 26th, denying he owed it when contacted by the undersigned demanding it be paid. Also, not true. Contacting Steno. Oh, he contacted Steno and obtaining confidential and irrelevant information, which is, it's not confidential and irrelevant. It would be very relevant if you're accusing him of all these other things. It would become very relevant. It is because Megan's daughter is sick, and hopefully, yeah, thoughts and prayers out to Megan, because that's a rough situation. She had to take her to the ER, and if you're the praying type, then send out some good thoughts and prayers for her. Really, be forgotten, because Jeremy Steppo had 2 court reporters. Yes. Contacting Steno court reporters firm, obtaining confidential. It's not confidential. It's not irrelevant about the undersigned's account. He's trying to get to the bottom of the situation. And we'll get into this, because all this garbage that he's saying right here is like a little man stomping around, getting all angry and butthurt. And I won't show you the email that I got back, but I will say that his behavior is very, very confusing. Yes, most definitely, Tammy Boucard. Prayers for Megan's daughter. Paying the long overdue half for the December 19th, but then threatening the undersigned with a motion for sanctions unless he paid him by 5 p.m. March 26th for half of the cost of the transcript copy of Mr. Shochet had purchased and paid for previously. Okay. Now that's how it works. You get paid for the transcript copy. Marcus King has been here for 3 months. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Marcus King, brother. Thank you. Welcome. Let's give you a nice. We're covering up all the whiteness of this here helmet. There we go. A little bit right there. I shall leave my prayers for the needy, except to trash. Thanks, knock it off, Larry. I appreciate it. I appreciate the $2 super chat. The needy are always needy. That is the thing. And you never know if someone's needy until they need it. Weird like that. Paid for previously. Memorandum in support. Okay, so now he's going through this same damn memorandum that he's bitching and moaning about. This is just a copy and paste of the same thing that he did before. This is the same exact thing. All of this right here, he just copied and pasted all of this from the past, motions that he's made. So we're not gonna get into all of that stuff right there, because it would be it's more garbage. So what he says, of course, citing Black's Law Dictionary. Oh God. All right. Court order doc number 43. All right. Now, can't wait for April 3rd deadline. Well, hell, I can't wait for Friday to see what Shochet's going to file. I thought it was today, but then I went back and I realized it's actually Friday that Shochet's motion or response was due. It's for you right there. Thank you so much, Joyce. I appreciate you. And lather, rinse, and repeat. Yes, exactly. Megan used some prayers for her child. Yes, we definitely send out some love and some prayers for Megan's child. Again, she's been in the ER all day, and it's never any fun. that the cost of the reporter shall be shared equally between plaintiff and defendant upon receipt of the invoice from Steno in the amount of $1,298.05. Well, there's actually more than that. See that's where it's completely wrong. The amount for the steno, and it'll come up in this later. The amount for the steno, and I'm looking over here on this, was $3,878.81 that remains unpaid by Bubbles. Okay, just keep that in mind. There's 3,870. He actually set up a fundraiser to raise money for that. Okay, so you got that in mind. Upon receipt of the invoice from Steno in the amount of $1,298.05 on January 13th, the underside paid half in the amount of $649, then forwarded to counsel, asking him to pay Steno directly or send half to the underside. Now, that actually is a lie. That's actually a lie. And we'll show that in a little bit. Let me double check and make sure that I'm getting this right here. If I'm getting this right here, that amount right there was half of this $1298. Okay, so let me double check. No, it's actually $1290, and it wasn't fully paid by him. He only paid $649.02. Yeah. And he said that he's already paid that. Yeah, that's already been paid. Yeah, so that's already been paid. Hey, Debbie Baker, thank you. I appreciate the super sticker. So I mean, like here's the problem that he's doing. He's twisting facts around, and whenever I read this, I realized it was just completely disjointed. That one right there for you. Got you right there. That one's for you. Thank you, Debbie Baker, for the $10 super sticker. Every little penny goes to help the cause. What the cause is, I don't know, just because. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. It helps keep my helmet tight. That's what it does. So now here's where it gets really screwy, because the undersigned paid half in the amount of $649.03 and then forwarded to counsel, asking him to pay Steno directly or send half to the undersigned. Now, whenever I saw what was actually in there, that's not exactly what happened. What he did, and I'm just going to double check and make sure I have this right, is that double check. I'm looking at it just to make sure that I got my facts straight right here. He says that, yeah, so he had paid half of that already. Okay. He never paid the December 19th invoice, is what he's claiming that Randy didn't do. And I'm just double checking because I want to make sure that I get my facts right. They were supposed to split the court reported costs from the 19th proceeding. Don't know exactly what that agreement was, exactly what you're supposed to, but that money didn't. Oh, okay. So what happened is he didn't quite get all of it, because I had to take notes on this. Hi, you're late. What's up with Megan? Is she okay? Tug MIA, is he okay? Oh, Vicky. Okay, here's what happened, Vicky. Welcome, and thank you very much for the $9.99 super chat. So the stream is normally tonight, it would be on Megan's. Okay. And what happened was, because I sent Tug a message and it was just like, oh, is everything okay, buddy? And he was just like, oh, no, Megan's daughter had to go to the hospital. Megan's daughter's in the hospital and she had to take her to the ER. She's been dealing with that all day. And so she canceled her stream, and because it was such a late period of time, Tug wasn't able to like pick up and do a stream. Unfortunately, he was because he was expecting the Megan would have it all set up, so he never had time to get it all set up. So he just took the night off. But it is Megan's daughter, so have a thoughts and prayers out to Megan. So that's a big thing. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Ali Riddell. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Much love. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and somebody put in here, Steno split the bill, half to each lawyer. Bubbles only paid a quarter of the bill. Correct. So paid half the amount of $649, forwarded it to counsel, asked him to pay Steno directly or send half to the undersigned. No, he demanded that he send half of it to the undersigned. As you'll see later on, that he told him, hey, send it to me via Venmo. No, seriously, send it to me via Venmo or else. And no, he never and you'll see in this pleading right here, in this whole pleading right here, keep this in mind, this right here, the undersigned paid half in the amount of $649.03 and then forwarded it to counsel, asked him to pay Steno directly or send half to the undersigned. Why would he send him half of $649? That's not his responsibility. He would be paying it directly to Steno. Shochet later sent an undersigned copy of a paid invoice from Steno that he represented as payment under the court's order for the 50% of the cost of the court reporter. But see, that's not what he sent. What he sent was he paid for the extra copy, and he said, well, why would I need an extra copy if I've already paid for half of the transcript? Why would I get another copy of the transcript? That makes no sense. And they worked that out. They got that stuff figured out. When your husband died, you sold a lot of the cars. You had bills to pay. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Mopar Mama. Seems like BBB is trying to scam some money. Yes. And that's exactly what he's doing. Deuce Foreskin ambulance chaser. Math ain't mathing. Yes. That is absolutely correct. It is absolutely correct. And you're as you read through this, you're going to see that his math doesn't quite add up. Thank you so much. Right there for you, sweetheart. Right on the edge of the helmet. It sounds so dirty. Thank you so much, Janice, for the $9.99 super chat. Yeah, this is, and yeah, BBB is using Mary math. Yes. So Shochet later sent the undersigned a copy of a paid invoice from Steno that he represented as because he actually reached out to Steno on this, as you're going to see in this, that he reached out to Steno. He said, hey, this makes no sense to me. But on March 26th, when preparing to pay a separate invoice from Mr. Hales' December 2nd, 2024 deposition that the underside terminated. Now, see, this right here, there's a reason why that deposition was terminated, is because Bruce was being an ass. And he was just like, we're going to have to talk with the judge about this. I'm terminating this. And we're going to take it up with the judge, because they couldn't get in touch with the judge. If everybody remembers the story on this, it was terminated rightfully, and the judge was not too pleased. And that's why Bruce had to bring his happy ass down to Florida to complete the next deposition. And speaking of the next deposition, there's only one way that you can do this, and this is with just a little bit of the warm and the fuzzy.
That shit was close, dude. Hunter, what's going on right now?
We're getting shot at by single shot Freddy.
Who's that?
I have a feeling he's a blind Afghan man somewhere between the ages of 60 and 75 years old. And he likes to scare the shit out of us with these single shots that he takes. We've been getting real close, so we're all hiding right now.
How come you think he's blind?
Well, because he hasn't hit anything yet.
Yeah.
Hey.
How you
What's
doing,
going
brother?
on,
Check-
everybody?
Dude, Brenda just celebrated her father's 85th birthday today.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Well, congratulations.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And Fallen Hero 45667 sent a $3 super sticker.
Yeah.
I'm
Rosalind.
gonna put you right there. We'll put you right there. Oh
basement.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, how you doing, man?
What is going on?
Well, we're going over math problems here because Bruce has a problem with it.
No,
No,
well,
it's bad.
yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's
not
really
surprising.
bad. And the only reason I say this is because I double checked on all of this stuff before I went on this, and from what I'm understanding, and I'll just explain this. This ends up with a response from Randy at 9:23 in the morning that says, "Counsel, you are incorrect. We paid for both invoices that were sent to us from Steno, Volume 1. It was invoiced to us and paid by us from Steno directly in full. For Volume 2, this bill was invoiced to us and paid by us from Steno directly in full." I had a detailed conversation with Steno, who detailed me on your phone conversation with the billing department, who advised us that we owe them nothing. But your invoice for Steno Volume 1, which would be the first part of the depot, in the amount of $3,878.81 remains unpaid by you. And your invoice for Volume 2 in the amount of $1,290.05 was not fully paid by you. You only paid $649.02. You can confirm this with Steno, but I am copying Attorney Savar of Steno regardless. That was the very first message that he sent to Bubbles in response to him demanding that he pay him money. Wender Bender, hey, Shizzy, you have to spend the evening with the expert tonight. I've been neglecting him. Hey, that's okay. Experts, good people, and spend time away from me. That's okay. My heart's not broken. Not a bit, Wender Bender. Not a little tear is fallen. Not a single one. I don't cry, so there you go. That's for you, Wender Bender. You
I'm
have a
just
good
me.
time.
Apparently, thinks I'm some easier. That you just gonna pimp my ass out. I tell you right, I'm no easy hoe.
Oh my God! I have got the most dude. This is so cool. I've got it. Are you guys wanting to see something that is going to be the most hilarious thing that you ever saw? I'm telling you, this is going to be this is whenever you mention that, oh my gosh, I've got to pull this up because if you don't find this funny, then there's something seriously wrong with you. And I'm gonna show this later. I'm gonna show this thing later. I am telling you, this is the most glorious thing that you're going to see tonight. This is the most glorious thing you're going to see tonight. Give me just a second. Let me get this thing shared. Present, share. Let's see. We're going to hit stop and we're going to present this because this is this made me laugh. Whenever I saw it, I laughed so hard I just about cried. Give me a second. All right, here we go.
Steve, derail. I'm not a derailer. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You're gonna love this.
always behave
You're gonna love this. Watch this.
Move back, dang. If y'all put some sanitizer on y'all hand, y'all can hold my baby. But here he go right here. Ain't he cute? Ooh, what his name is, girl? He looks just like he got Marcus toes. It is so cute.
That baby is ugly as hell. Why is white like that?
Javante!
Why? She black. Uncle Marcus black as hell. Why the baby white?
He not white, Titi baby. He just light skinned. Y'all know my great grandpa was mixed with some Indian. We had Indian all up in our family.
This little white baby got lights too.
Boy, that baby ain't white. That's your little cousin. Oh, here come Marcus.
TT, you should have shot baby because it showed him was like you are Uncle Marcus. It's still cute though. It just smell like a wet dog. Oh, Uncle Marcus, that's your little twin right there. Oh.
Marcus, this your son, Marcus Jr.
Huh? Keisha, you really playing in my face right now.
Marcus, don't say that. He probably got albinism or something. No. Hell no. That ain't my baby. Are you serious, Marcus? This baby look just like you.
Like who? You better take that damn baby back to the hospital. Quit playing with me.
Really? So you gonna walk off? Marcus, come back.
Little girl, quit playing with me. Cause you really playing with your life right now. And I ain't finna sit up
This
here
is
and
your
play
baby
with you.
now. Put you on child support.
Oh my God.
I saw that. I was like, that's the best. That's the best.
That's fucking funny.
That's going to get me in trouble. It's going to give me some sort of copyright, but I don't care because it was
Oh,
the funniest thing.
that's pretty funny. I like it when they do voiceovers for like dogs and shit too. That's fucking funny.
Oh, God, yes. Yes.
Those are hilarious.
You stole my what?
Oh, well, what? Oh my gosh, I couldn't help. That just cracked me up today. I saw that and I was like, I gotta share that with Yamaha. Oh my gosh. Oh, give me a second. Percent share screen. Damn it. All right, let's get this right screen here. And I thought I had. There we go. All right, we'll get back to this. The undersigned terminated. The undersigned saw that there remained a balance of $649 on a December 19th invoice, meaning that Mr. Shochet never paid it directly to Steno or to the undersigned to pay. Well, that's the thing. He doesn't have to pay. He doesn't have to pay it to Bruce. That would be inappropriate.
Hmm.
That would be inappropriate for him to pay it. He should just pay it directly to Steno.
Mm-hmm.
Shit was hilarious. Hail's hilarious. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate it.
Yeah, give me your money. I'll pay the bill. Wink, wink.
Meaning that Mr. Shochet never paid it directly to Steno or the undersigned to pay. The undersigned spoke to Steno and learned that Mr. Shochet had ordered and paid for an extra copy of the December 19th transcript, but had not ever paid half of the December 19th court reporter invoice. The undersigned therefore emailed Mr. Shochet demanding a payment. Yeah, he demanded the payment from Shochet. And Shochet was just, so what Shochet did is Shochet reached out. He reached out to Steno and he said, why would I, he says, Carly, this is very strange. If I had to pay for half the main transcript, then why was it necessary to provide a copy? I received a separate invoice for a copy. Did I ever get the original transcript if I'm paying for half of it? I mean, that's a valid question. And then he spoke with them to get Yamaha Biker a booster seat so he can
Wait a minute, which one was that? I was responding. Oh, Rosalind, you surely get on a see so you can be on camera.
Rosalind, you're so bad. You're so bad. Oh.
Yes,
so,
I really am only 3 feet tall, but I'm hung like a horse. However, when you're that size, everything looks big. So I look huge in my hands.
It's one of those miniature horses.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and here's the email that he sent to him. Counsel, you have not paid for half of the December 19th depositions ordered by the court. If you do not send this to me today to cover half the deposition invoice, I will file a Really? I mean, this is threatening right here. If you don't send me the money today, I will file a motion. Yeah, this is the garbage that he said. Apparently, Mr. Shochet immediately phoned Steno, which I would do the same way, with whom the underside has an account, but Mr. Shochet does not. Well, I would imagine that Mr. Shochet does, and obtain confidential account information. There's nothing confidential about this. Whenever you're one of the attorneys, you can request an invoice. about a separate outstanding invoice for the September 2nd deposition, leading to his reply email, which inexplicably CC'd to Steno's general counsel. Inexplicably, no. This is exactly what you want to do. Can you talk in Megan's voice so I don't miss her? Can you talk in Megan's voice? I can't. I'm not that hot. You know that. You should know this, Robert.
Well, I don't know if it really is, but I'm sure Vera DeMilo can do a hell of a stand-in. No, that's not going to work at all.
That didn't work for him. I don't know.
No, she's going to shit herself and hate me forever if I do that.
Robert liked it. He's turned on by it.
I think her fondness of me is questionable anyway. The only thing I think that she really gets is my Beavis.
She was sock curls.
Yeah, you do the sock curls and I'll talk like Vera. Welcome to the Fox Den. Yeah, she's gonna yell at me for that one.
Oh, she's awesome. She ain't gonna yell at you for that. And see, this is what I'm talking about. He replied with this message right here to him. Counsel, you are incorrect. We paid for both invoices that were sent to us from Steno, Volume 1. This is exactly what I read to you a minute ago. Owed them nothing but your invoice from Steno for Volume 1 in the amount of $3,878.81 remains unpaid by you. The amount of $1,290.05 was not paid by you. You only paid for half of that. Okay? You have to understand, this right here is how much Bruce owes for that. It was unpaid. The invoice for Volume 2, which you have to understand that each one of these numbers you're seeing is a double number. Okay? Stenographers are not cheap. He still owes this, plus he still owes half of this. Was not fully paid by you. You only paid Steno $649. You can confirm this with Steno. But see, what he left out is we paid for both invoices that were sent to us from Steno. And he also left out with that what he left out of this email, what he left out of this little right here, this little part right here, and I will tell you, he says, I had a detailed conversation with Steno, and he's got a little dash there. What it says in this little spot right here in between, this little spot right here, it says, who detailed me on your phone conversation with billing department and who advised that we owe nothing. Right here, that little dash that he has in here, he left out this little detail that says, who detailed me on your phone conversation, which means your phone conversation with the billing department, and who advised us that we owe them nothing. But he adds it down here. So he's changed this. He's changed the wording around in this. But your invoice, do you think BBB could join Lynette on the poll to make money he needs? How do you know that he hasn't already? How do you know that he hasn't found himself a new sugar mama?
Well, we all gotta find those little hobbies.
Was not fully paid by you. You only paid Steno half of this last invoice. The reference to the larger amount was for the December 2nd deposition of the plaintiff that the undersigned terminated. Doesn't matter. You still have to pay it. You still have to pay that. It doesn't matter. You still have to pay that. Hey, how's it going, Ann? Kaput. His statement that we paid both invoices was in reference to the extra copies of those transcripts he had ordered. No, his part was paid for. His part has been paid for. Randy, if you get invoices and you think that you paid them, and we ran into this not too recently with my wife, she started going through all of her billing, and she was just like, wait a second. Looks like I'm being double billed. She reached out to the boss because she got the invoice from the accountant. She reached out to the boss, the guy that, she has been dealing with, and said something doesn't look right here, and I just want to make sure I've got this right, because she was going over the terms that they had for paying for these quiet titles that his company was handling for her. And what it was is they were double billing her because they got a new accountant. She didn't know. She was whenever she would receive these checks, she would just throw them in there. So she didn't realize that she was double billing, and they got it straightened out. And that's the thing. If you receive a bill that you don't understand, what do? You don't sit there and reach out to some random person. You reach out to the company and you say, okay, let me get this straight so I understand. Here's my invoice. This is my invoice. This is the check I wrote for it. Let's double check and make sure we're good. And they came back and said, you don't owe us any more money. You already paid your part in full.
Unless it's an email that has some weird email address and it's not something you're sure about, don't fucking open those.
No, that's usually a picture of my ween, so you don't want to.
Yeah, don't open those.
Yes, I am the prince. I would just say, you can tell by the tattoo. The actual court reporter's invoices would not be sent to him as it was the undersigned's deposition and account. The actual court reporter's invoices would not be sent to him as it was the undersigned's deposition and account. So this math doesn't make any sense. The actual court reporter's invoices would not be sent to him as it was the undersigned's deposition and account. But he's already saying right here that he paid his part of the deposition. So Randy's saying, I paid this much. You owe this much. I paid my part. You didn't pay yours. His statement, we paid for both invoices when reference to the extra copies of those transcripts, but that's not true. The actual court reporter's invoices would not be sent to him as it was the undersigned's deposition and account. No, it would have been taken care of. Another email came in shortly after which Mr. Shochet now was apparently acknowledging that he hadn't paid half of the December 19th invoice for the cost of the court reporter, but that he didn't have to. Now, this is where he gets into, where he says to Carly's, and he says, your invoice is your invoice, my invoice is my invoice. Steno says that we're paid in full. Please tell me why I should pay 100% of my invoice and half of your invoice. That's what Randy said. He was just like, all right, I get my invoices, I pay my invoices, that's my invoice. Why do you want me to pay half of yours? I'm not understanding why I need to pay half of yours at all. So explain to me why I'm paying for half of your invoice. The reference to my invoice was the invoice for the extra copy of the transcript he had ordered. Well, that's not true because the extra transcript he had ordered was $750 or $790 or something like that. I had to double check the amount that he paid for that, and it was the copy of his own transcript was $790, but that makes no sense that he would be paying $790 for a whole new transcript. Let's put it this way: once the it's what costs, and I know this because I've had to deal with this shit before. The way that a transcript works is whenever you go in there, you sit down, they say, this is how much it's going to be, and they bill each individual person their amount. That invoice goes out to one party, and the other half goes out to the other party. Okay? That's how that works. Whenever they say that they're going to split it, it goes between both of them. Unless they're doing some really weird, crazy accounting, that's usually how it happens. Now, some of them, they require that payment ahead of time. Sometimes they say, just send me an invoice. It's fine. I've got it covered. I don't have that kind of cash just laying around with me. I have to run it through all my billing. Deuce Foreskin's ambulance chaser is just scamming Randy. He needs money to go to Pensacola to get his ass chewed out by the judge. What do you?
Well, he's used to bamboozling people with his bedazzled bullshit.
So what do you think? What do you think that he shows? You think he shows up for that deposition? Thank you so much, Janice. I appreciate you. Do you think he shows up?
You mean for the third? For being called to the carpet?
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Do you think he shows up?
Man, it's hard to say. I don't know. He might come up with, Yana, my asshole prolapsed again. I'm over in Korea. I'm now representing Johnny Somali. It's an emergency case. Who fucking knows with this guy?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that he's not. I'm not going to say that he is. Who fucking knows? It's a coin toss. Who knows? It's like trying to read the mind of a fucking rabid squirrel.
What you can't?
Yeah. No, I'm going to censor that. I'm not going to say that part. Yeah. No, typically with rabid animals, there's only one thing to do. No, no, you can't really do that.
No, you can't do that.
Did you see that one where that, Aqua Digger. So Aqua Digger is a guy who goes around, and he's become kind of famous. He was actually brought over to Europe and in England or Scotland or whatever to be part of a show, and he does underwater archaeology and finding object, like war-related things. Real big in the U.S. for years. He did that shit with Civil War stuff. Anyway, so he's out there one time out in the river swimming around, and he's looking for stuff, and all of a sudden he feels something biting him. Oh, it was this fucking beaver. This beaver is going absolutely apeshit crazy and chasing him. He swims all the way to the shore. The beaver's swimming to shore after his ass. So he ends up having to brain this thing because it just kept coming after him. And as it turns out, fucker did have rabies. They did. He had to go through the well, he'd already had some. Well, he'd already had, apparently, because of what he does, and apparently he's run into that problem before. So he went through and he already had some prophylaxis done in regards to that. So it wasn't, everything right. But yeah, he still had to go through and get all that taken care of. But yeah, they did a necropsy on this thing, and it turns out it did have rabies.
Jeez. Yeah. Nothing
no
like
joke.
getting...
Fuck those rabid squirrels, man.
Oh, that's no fun getting attacked by a beaver. No. I mean, I've never been attacked by a beaver. I mean, I've had some aggressive beaver, but it's never attacked me like that. It definitely didn't bite.
Yeah.
Might have pinched a little bit. It didn't bite.
Yeah, Aqua Chigger, Aqua Digger, one of those two. Yeah, I can't remember, but anyway, yeah.
He's supposed to get disbarred. Cool, didn't show up. Who knows with him? I mean, jeez. Notwithstanding having disputed owning it, those emails were followed by 2 more emails from Mr. Shochet a couple hours later reporting that he had just paid the $649.02, which would have been something that was missing in the payment. But now he was demanding the undersigned pay him for 50% of the cost of the extra transcript he ordered and paid for in January on threat of a motion for sanctions. He also CC'd his email inexplicably. Now, there also could be a reason why Randy told him to pay for 50% of that cost, because it's a possibility that they may have rush ordered it. It could have been any number of things. See, we don't have enough information on all of this. Because Bruce likes to leave information out. We have paid Steno Now that
if you get your nipple bitten off by a beaver, you might be a redneck.
why would you have a beaver on your nipple?
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying, you know, just because you're missing your baby that you left in the dumpster doesn't mean you're supposed to suckle you. We have paid Steno. No, all he says is we have paid Steno. We will seek 1/2 of our invoice and move for sanctions today. So that means that he's already paid Steno. He's seeking 1/2 the invoice and move for sanctions today of the invoice. The second deposition from. Please pay 1/2 of our invoice from. Okay, so it's a possibility Randy paid the whole damn thing. And then he says. Then he says, Counsel, we have paid Steno in full, now including 1/2 of your invoice. Now you must pay for the 1/2 of our invoice. We'll give you 5 p.m. today, given that that is the time frame you requested for us. You can send it to us using Zelle, using the link below.
Us by what? You can be us.
Yeah, a misspelling. When Winona had a big brown beaver. Mm-hmm. And here it goes on freckled ginger. If a beaver has teeth, that's Lauren Owens.
Yeah, see, people are laughing at me. That's where your North Pole nipple armor comes into play.
I'm telling you, man.
Problem is that it started by what was it? He was looking down in the water at the bottom, fishing around, looking to see what he could find, and it started biting him on the back of the neck, or something like the back of the shoulder, back of the neck. Yeah.
Oh man, that's never any fun. Don't get Bob Beaver.
Yeah, that's a rude awakening when you're diving around.
We'll just have to play your armored nipple song right here. We go.
Yeah, oh God.
North Pole ain't no fairy tale. It's blood on the snow and steel in the gale. You hear that roar? That's Yamaha biker riding bare chested through your mama's chimney. Fuzzy nipple cover Santa hat red. Clipped him from a lynx, he choked out dead. Ain't no silk, this is wartime gear. Stitched from grizzly back in muskox ear. Chest hair out, frostbite be damned. Drives a reindeer skull sled with a sleigh bell jam. Made his vest from elf skin, patching it tight. Tore the beard off Chris Kringle in a barroom fight.
No privacy, no bedtime tales. Yamaha biker got North Pole by the nuts roasting, that's your fate. When you peek through the drapes, now it's too late.
He don't knock, he breaks the door. Takes
Nelson. It's so perfect. Hey, I love Randy. Snarky, yes. No one wants to be BBB. Even BBB doesn't want to be BBB. And it goes on. So he's bitching and moaning. It goes on. Whereas so they're leaving he's leaving a lot of stuff out here. Whereas the undersigned thought the matter of the unpaid 1/2 of the December 19th invoice could and would be resolved expeditiously. The email to Mr. Shochet seeking payment of the December 19th under the court's order resulted in what detailed above, consuming most of the day. How would it consume most of the day? That's like 12 o'clock. You're talking like 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12. That's 3 hours. And it's not like you're spending very much time. A phone call or an email takes 2 minutes to draft? I mean, it doesn't take very long to do this. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Magic Angel? Good to see you. Under the court's order result, what detailed above, consuming most of the day, this motion would not have been prepared and filed if Mr. Shochet didn't attempt to extort the Okay.
Well, I think this is something that, I mean, this could be some pretty serious accusations. So I myself am not going to say a lot about all this, but I think that this is definitely something that should be investigated. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Should be looked into. That's some pretty serious accusations, so I'm going to kind of keep it on the down low. I'll make jokes, but
that's all I'm doing.
I'm looking at some pretty significant accusations here.
Yes. Given the threat and motion for sanctions if the undersigned did not pay that demand by 5 p.m. on the day of this filing, the undersigned in filing this motion to demonstrate along with other pending motions. Other pending motions? You mean other bullshit that you filed? The use by the plaintiff and Mr. Shock in this litigation of vex, harass, and create a burden expense out of the artificial and orchestrated side issues. The conclusion is, it's definitely... Here, let me see if I can get this right. I need to gargle some semen. Give me just a second. You caught me right mid-swallow. It is objectively unreasonable for the plaintiff's counsel to fail to pay half the December 19th cost of the court reporter as ordered by the court, deceive the undersigned that he had done so by sending a paid invoice for separately ordered copy of the transcript, independently contacted Stendo and obtained irrelevant information about the undersigned's account, and denying half of the December 19th invoice because he ordered a separate copy of the transcript and demanded half the payment for that transcript copy under threat of demotions for the sanctions. The court should award reasonable attorney's fees for the time spent pursuing the plaintiff's fulfillment of the court's order, plus the time to prepare this motion, which on March 26 consumed 5 hours of the undersigned's time. Uh-huh. I don't think that's how it works. I don't think he understands.
Do we have a small violin sound? Just a small violin
We
sound.
do have small violin sound, and we, but I've got to strap on for this one because
Why?
it's about to get nasty. Oh yeah, it's about to get really nasty.
It's story time. Okay,
it is about story time.
It's time for the love letters. Everybody, strap in.
Strap in, strap on, and strap down.
Open letter to Bubbles Matzkin. Court reporting for clowns. Staring at you. Dear BBB, you've done it again. You've waddled into federal court with yet another motion for attorney's fees. Your fourth in a week, if anyone's still counting. And this time, you're outraged over an invoice. Yes, an invoice. Not a constitutional crisis, not some groundbreaking legal dispute, but a $649.02 billing issue because you failed to pay your half of the court reporter's costs, like an adult. I read your latest filing, and brace yourself. I laughed so hard I nearly tripped over my Velcro sneakers. Again. This latest meltdown is a masterclass in what happens when someone thinks pro hoc vice is Latin for permanent victim. Well, he does like it rough. You've taken what was clearly your own clerical faceplant and tried to dress it up as a federal emergency, complete with 8 pages of hand-wringing about who Venmo'd whom. The only thing missing is you sobbing into a dictaphone while yelling, "This is harassment!" between sniffles. Well, let's rewind, shall we? I can't get enough of that shit show. Back on December 9th, 2024, the court issued an order. You know, that thing you love to ignore unless it helps you file your next temper tantrum. In it, Judge Bolitho made it painfully clear the cost of the court reporter shall be shared equally between plaintiff and defendants. That's not a riddle. That's not up for interpretation. That's a direct order from a federal judge, not a BuzzFeed quiz. You know, kind of like that other direct order that you violated of not providing discovery. Yes. Let's start with the basics, because clearly you need a refresher on how receipts work. I know you're not probably used to them because most hookers don't give them out, but the court ordered both parties. That's kind of damning evidence. The court ordered both parties to split the cost of the December 19th deposition. You were sent the invoice on January 13th. The other side paid for their copy. You did not. Then you sent Shochet. I keep wanting to call him Socket. Then you sent Shochet an invoice because your invoice from Steno for Volume 1 in the amount of $3,878.81 remains unpaid by you, and your invoice in the amount of $1,290.05 was not fully paid by you. You only paid Steno $649.02 and tried to pass it off like your balance was paid in full. That's not a misunderstanding. That's a lie with formatting. Then, when your stunt was exposed, you did what you always do when cornered. You doubled down in your stupidity and bullshit, escalated, and filed a motion. Because at this point, you're just in your death throes. Because nothing screams reasonable counsel like weaponizing your own screw-up and trying to spin it into a violation of federal law. And I'll be honest, Brucey, it is impressive, truly. It takes a special kind of stupid and shamelessness to get caught stiffing the bill, try to gaslight the other side with bullshit, then demand attorney's fees because they called you out. That's not legal strategy. That's the kind of toddler logic that ends in timeouts and revoked juice privileges. Or beatings with leather whips, which I'm sure he likes. Let's also talk about your dramatic pearl clutching over confidential account information being discussed between opposing counsel and Steno's general counsel. First off, Bruce, there's nothing confidential about an unpaid invoice. You can't throw a tantrum when someone discovers you forgot to Venmo your share of the lunch tab. This isn't corporate espionage. It's basic billing transparency. If you're that embarrassed by your own unpaid debts, maybe don't create them. Also, I noticed your high-minded concern about how this consumed most of the day on March 26th, as if anyone reading this pile of garbage will believe you were somehow emotionally destabilized by a billing discrepancy. I hate to break it to you, Bubbles, but sometimes you gotta break away from Grand Theft Auto and stop wasting the court's time with another recycled tantrum over receipt. Isn't a billable trauma. You want the court to believe that unraveling your own fake payment debacle derailed your entire workday? No, I don't think so. Pornhub just isn't that big of a deal. What are you planning to do? Draft a new slap suit against a dog walker who looked at you funny? Please. At this point, you're the human embodiment of a two-car fender bender who insists the neck brace is permanent, just like the ambulance chaser you are. There you go. And then, the cherry or the peppermint or cinnamon or whatever her name is that's on top, you threaten more sanctions if the court doesn't make Shochet pay you for a transcript he already paid for. Are you hearing yourself, Brucey? You're literally demanding reimbursement for a thing you weren't ordered to buy because you used it as a prop in your last flopped performance. Kind of like when you get carjacked by that hooker on the corner. You didn't ask for it, but it still happened.
Just
what's
flops.
next?
He didn't take his Viagra. I can perform better next time, I
There's
swear.
a lot of things in life we don't ask for, and it just happens. What's next? Filing a motion because someone used your favorite, what did we say last night? Gentile emoji without attribution. And their mushroom hood is still in place. You filed more desperate motions than a bad Tinder date looking for closure. Half the docket is just your emotional baggage in PDF form. Oh, a counselor could make a mint off of you. You call this behavior reasonable. I call it exactly what it is. POLYFLOP. Trademarked. In its purest form. Protraction of litigation. Yearning for outrage. Fabrication leverage. And orchestrating pettiness. The only thing missing is your signature crocodile tears when it inevitably gets denied like the last one. Let's be honest. This isn't about transcripts or invoices. This is about you losing control of a case you thought you could drown in paperwork, and now you're filing sanctions as a coping mechanism. The court sees it. The opposing party sees it. Ray Charles fucking sees it, and not only is he dead, but he was blind as a fucking dark cave. Hell, Steno sees it. And soon, I suspect, they'll be getting ready to file a fee petition of their own for pain and suffering. And while we're on topic of professionalism, you should probably stop referring to yourself. Wait a minute, what? Oh, yeah. You should probably stop referring to yourself as a victim of harassment when you're the one flooding the docket with tantrum grams and recycled footnotes from motions that have already been laughed out of court once. You've become the legal equivalent of a little tiny girl or someone who loses a chess game, flips the board, and then files a motion against the pawn for slander. Oh, still standing outside that window, licking it while watching 4D chess. You've already turned your Pro Hoc Vice appearance into a statewide punchline. I think at this point, with all the people we've got here, pretty much worldwide. You've been ordered to show cause for your conduct. You've been warned repeatedly. And still, you strut into the courtroom, all naked, acting like you have clothes on, like a deranged little peacock, throwing shit-filled filings at the wall and praying something sticks. It didn't work for the Emperor either. Here's the truth. You're not trying to uphold the law. You're trying to resolve a dispute. You're trying to drown your opponent in noise, hoping the court won't notice that you're using federal procedure like a toddler uses a crayon. Wildly, imprecisely, and mostly on the walls. That's why I just eat them. Every tantrum, every false invoice, every new filing made of nothing but spite and italics. You're the walking embodiment of judicial drain clog. And no amount of emoji-free passive-aggressive footnotes is going to save your happy ass or... Well, never mind. The only thing you've proven with this latest stunt is that you're not just a poor sport. You're a professional litigant of inconvenience. Also... Oh, wait a minute, where did I... Oh, also, because you must know by now, the more frivolous filings you spew, the easier it is to get to show that it isn't about justice. It's about attention. You want sanctions because someone made you pay your share. Please. The only sanction needed is a timeout and a remedial seminar on how court costs work. And the court's patience isn't infinite. You should consider saving what credibility you haven't already auctioned off to the anti-what-the-hell's parade. Excuse me. And dare I say it, sit one out. So next time you think about filing another motion for sanctions over your own mistake, do us all a favor. Take a walk. Hug a cactus. Sit under a tree and beat your little monkey. Yell into a mirror. But leave the docket alone. It's utterly exhausted from your garbaged filings and pretty much the only one at this point that is the real victim. Until then, I remain your short bus captain of sanity. Velcro-shoed nemesis of your procedural nonsense. CEO of not paying for your transcript copy. ShizzyWhiznut. Still, not having your happy ass on stream. Still laughing at your stupidity. POLYFLOP trademarked survivor and professional eye roller in chief. Oh yeah. It was a good lettuce.
Oh yeah, at the end was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby, you got that right.
Yay.
Oh, my
yet another
gosh.
chat that I'm going to have to go back through and review later on because I miss so much of these comments and the funny shit that these people say and just I'm glad people enjoy it, like I said before, but I really do enjoy going back afterwards once it's all gone through its whole process and the chat comes up and going back and just reading through the chat and laughing my ass off because they say some funny shit. It's funny just to see their reaction.
Janice Wingfield says any mammal can get rabies. The only exception is possums. Their internal body temperature is too low to support the rabies virus. Licensed wildlife rehabber.
Yeah,
that is awesome. I am so awesome. Yeah, my grandfather told me that he used to eat possums until he saw one crawl out of a dead cow's. Yeah, he was. It's like I would never eat another possum after that. Thank you so much.
That's kind of like you don't want to peek in the pot, you know. When you're like, hey, what's in that pot on the stove? Don't ask, just eat it.
Yeah, does it taste good? Does it taste good? A Shizzy letter in Yamaha's voice. What more could you want? Emma Washington, you tell me what more could we do for you? Right there. Oh, filling that up right there. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's always good having Yamaha come in here and read. Oh my gosh, chat just eating it up all the way through.
I know.
How's a woman supposed to get ready for bed at 2:41 in the morning with Shizzy love letters and Yamaha reading? Well, do you want me to walk you through how to get ready?
Naked as the day you was born, you ready for bed.
I mean, do you want me to really walk you through this? I mean, I can do it really slowly. See, the first thing that you do is you reach down there, grab a hold of that man in the little boat, and you tell him it'll be okay, and then you rub him on the head, and he will get very excited. Should be doing this.
I know, right? So I get all excited when I tell him to rub his mouth around and then biggin it.
No, shit, put the drums away.
Oh my God. We have a tendency to make it doesn't matter what it is, it always just goes south. We can make anything dirty. Ooh, grandma's chicken salad. Read the Constitution and turn it into
I don't know why with the two I'm not sure YouTube would allow me to say what else you could do for me. She wants to flick the bean. I'm so bad. I should stop this. I should stop this.
Well, then they egg it on. They think it's ass, and they're all laughing and saying other shit. They get it on. It's not our fault. Diddle the skittle. It's only purple because you're squeezing too hard.
You give me so much joy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Whatever.
Oh. I may just go. We're so bad.
See, yeah. And then Welshly, she pretends to be all, laid back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sweet, innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know how she is. Mm-hmm. We've seen how she acts. Mm-hmm.
John's 220. How do you know Yama? Well, I was bored one night when he was doing the smexy phone call stuff. And, we just...
Well, and see, chat does.
I
see,
asked
chat
for
doesn't
Sherry.
know
They
this.
thought I said Shizzy, and the rest is history.
See, chat doesn't know about my history. That's probably a good thing.
Oh, I thought it was just common knowledge.
No, chat doesn't know about this.
Yeah.
Should I tell them?
Well, don't go
tell
to the
them?
OnlyFans either. You'll just be disappointed.
Yeah, nothing but kitties there. Seriously, no, I mean like
purring
really
ones, little
kitties.
ones. Emphasize. State that again. State it again.
Yeah, little
Restate
cute
that. Not-
kitties.
yeah, cats. Kitty cats. Cats.
Cats. Cats. Meow.
Yeah.
Cats. Kitties.
Yeah, pull it up. Pull it up. The ground's coming fast.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Jesus. Most of us are married, but we are not dead. She's star. That's right. No, so chat doesn't know this, but hell, I don't even know if you know this, Yamaha. But back whenever I lived in California, way back in the 90s, there was these certain phone numbers you could call. They were usually started out with 1-900. That was before credit cards became really the popular thing, and you could just put it on your credit card. They changed it over to 1-800 numbers. Yeah, let's just say there was, the late shift gets really wild.
Yeah, I could only imagine. Yeah.
1 o'clock in the morning, and you're talking to some lady in Georgia, and she's like, I just want someone to talk to me. And so you strike up a conversation, and well, what do you think happens? Don't I play guitar and sing? I play bass, guitar, drums, and yes, I can sing a little bit. My voice isn't as well practiced as it used to be. It's probably because my wife tells me shut the fuck up all the time. So it's good as it used to be.
He doesn't stretch it out like he used to.
No, he's gonna play merge drum for a funeral to get a free flight. Teenage boys ran up their daddy's heart, reading Dr. Seuss. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
There you go.
Yeah, $1 a minute. No, it was the first 2 minutes were free because that's how long it would take for you to get patched through. Those companies made so much money.
Oh, yeah.
They made so much damn money.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. That was it was some crazy times back in the day. It was filled with a bunch of musicians. We'd sit around and play our guitars and basses and just be like, ho hum. Like, yeah, you wouldn't believe what I'm doing to you. Daddy plays bass, mama sings tenor, me and little brother song, bass, and tenor. Monotone singing. Should I quote my second favorite Rammstein song? Oh, that's so bad. Priscilla's. Oh, he does, but he can't for too long because arthritis and carpal tunnel. Yeah, it does. It does. It is quite painful. I mean, I can see. I I could always grab my acoustic. I don't even think you can hear it on this.
I'm not sure. I think it might work this time. I think your mic seems to be. I can't remember if you did. You get. I can't remember. Did you get a new mic or did you just fix it or?
I mean, can you hear that?
Seems like it's been doing better. No.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, just when you did that. Yeah, nah. Yeah, it's cutting it out. Yeah, it's cutting that pitch out. No.
Yeah. It doesn't work because it's got
that cancel. Yeah, your cancellations cut.
Yeah, it's got all kinds of cancellation on it. Just like me. It always happens. Nothing like being canceled on live streams, bitches. Yeah, I told you wouldn't be able to hear
best air guitar I ever heard in my life.
Exactly. No, Rogue Mama. He is not the other Bruce. This is the Bruce Manskin. How you doing, Rogue Mama? Oh my. Sounds like Eddie Van Air.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly. I think he paid someone to take his bar exam. Yeah, no, and see all of these filings that Bruce is doing, it's not doing him any good.
No.
It really isn't.
No.
It's almost like he's asking the judge, please get me off this case. Please.
Well, and that's what my thought and interpretation is. I mean, clearly, I mean, he was given an extension, and it was very specific. It was laid out very clearly, very easy for him. Tell me why I shouldn't remove you as pro hoc vice. And it came down to a little fucking teenage girl's tantrums. That's it.
Yes, it does.
That's it. So essentially, you loaded the pistol and shot yourself in the foot.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, they can continue at this point. I mean, I was kind of like, well, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I want to write it down in stone, but essentially Bruce and the other morons can sit there and shit in one hand and wish in the other, but I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening on the 3rd.
Yeah, and
I just don't see how this is going to fly anymore.
And
especially with this thing.
Yeah, because I think that because see, here's the thing, Shochet shouldn't have to file over all. Think about this. For the past 4, 5, Jesus, he has done nothing but filed motion after motion after motion after motion after motion, and he's the one saying someone is trying to make litigation last longer.
Well,
and what have you heard from Randy?
Linda Jones? Are you serial? He said he was in a chat or in a chat, or was he on a panel or something? He said last night he's not going on the 3rd. Well,
I told you.
If he says that he's not going on the 3rd, I really hope Judge Bolitho, if you're listening, please do me a favor. Go ahead and sign that little bench warrant.
And who said that?
Marshals on standby.
Who said that?
Because I'm going to laugh my ass off. Linda Jones, right up above. You see where Shooting Star is? Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 above that. It's 5 above that. Linda Jones. He said last night he is not going on the 3rd.
Right down the PayPal link. I've got Rogue Mamas here. Is it below this one?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Bruce doesn't turn up.
2 below that. It says, "Are you on live chat?"
I said oh, wow. He said last night he's not going on the 3rd. I hope somebody recorded that.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I would definitely have that one recorded and send that out to send that out to Jeremy. I'm sure Jeremy would enjoy seeing that.
I would so laugh my ass off if somebody got pictures of that or video of that, of the marshals fucking hauling his ass off in cuffs.
Yeah, we can only hope.
Laugh my ass off. You better take those little leprechaun legs of yours and run then after saying that, motherfucker.
Yeah. Will he get a federal bench for it? I don't think that the judge would give him a federal bench warrant, but what he would probably do is hold him in contempt and remove him from the case, like almost immediately.
Oh no, that's not. I want a warrant now. He's been in contempt already enough fucking times. Like I said before, I understand what Judge Bolitho is doing and everything, but me and my temperament, this dude has no fucking idea how lucky he is that I'm not a sitting judge. And on this case, when I give you a fucking order, that's exactly what I mean. It's not open for debate. It's not open for discussion. This is what you will do. Period.
Well, and that's the thing. If he doesn't show up, he will immediately lose his pro hoc vice status, because that's contempt right there. And that's showing complete disregard for the court.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. He's just been flipping him the fucking bird left and right.
Yeah.
On every turn.
Do the U.S. Marshals
it's
get to arrest
time
him?
for dancing around with this fucker's done.
Yeah, if he actually said that, if he actually said that he's not going to show up on the 3rd, well, that would be stupid. But if he doesn't show up on the 3rd, yeah, the judge is going to have a lot. Isn't the 3rd hearing show cause? No. Here, I'll pull up what the judge said.
Yeah, pull that up. Yeah.
Give me a second. It'll take me a minute to find it because these things are so disjointed. Because he's filed so much bullshit in between all of this.
Nanny goat. Yeah, it would be.
I think it's 90.
The apprehension from the
90,
U.S. Yeah, it would be.
It's 97.
Oh, shit. It's the apprehension team from the U.S. Marshals. Yeah, they would affect the arrest.
Nope, it's not 97. 96 is motions for sanctions.
Fugitive apprehension. There we go.
Yeah.
The fugitive apprehension team.
That was a deposition. 3. I'm just looking to see. That was a motion to confer, so we need to go back a little bit further. Doggone it, what the hell happened? Let's see, we've got, maybe it's, let's see, the judge, I believe, around 104. Nope, that's another Bruce filing. And that one's there it is, I think. And blah, blah, blah. I'm just looking here. No, well, his motion to defendant's motion to look for that was denied, and maybe it's up further. Maybe it's 102. No,
Welsh Lady Reed, don't tell her that, Megan. She's lying. I didn't do anything. I'm innocent. I disavow any knowledge of what she's talking about. No, it's a lie. Don't listen to her.
Well, maybe Megan Fox. Maybe. Well, what I'll do is if she's available, I'll send her an invite.
Oh my God, I'm going back.
she can let me know what is that one. Ohio. You're so funny. You guys are killing me.
Oh my God.
Let me see if I can get Megan in here.
Oh, you're still. Oh, yeah. You don't have to say anything, Megan. But is she doing okay? Everything going okay? Though?
Yeah,
I know you're still.
I hope so. Yeah, everybody's been really concerned for your daughter. I mean, that's never any good. Let me see. What is that filing?
Right, Debbie? She does that to me all the time.
Well, somebody
Welsh
has
Lady
to.
Reed says she loves me. Oh, my green dragon. Yeah, whatever. She doesn't. She secretly detests me. I know she does.
She likes to torture you. That's what she does.
Exactly. That's what she just likes to watch me squirm. Well, maybe she does.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's her thing. She likes to watch me squirm.
Let's see. That's not it. And then we're getting into those. So I'm trying to remember what filing that was that the judge gave. Dismissed counterclaims. That was 91. Yeah, I'm still looking for this thing because there's been so much garbage filed. I mean, Bruce has filed so much shit that.
So Lisa sent us another message that I had missed in here somewhere. It says up at 8:04. He said in chat the other day he wasn't going, and flea number 1 told him not to go. She said, "Why would you go down there and possibly go to jail?" Oh yeah, that's real brilliant advice.
Yeah, that's
God, these people are so fucking stupid.
Well, nobody said that they were smart.
I know. And you deal with years worth of individuals and human beings in general.
Mhm.
The stupidity never ceases to amaze you. It really doesn't. It
Well, because they
never
were
ceases
supposed
to
to
amaze me.
for this is crazy. Why can I not find this thing?
Denise, yeah, it would be if for the federal level, yeah, they'd be issuing a warrant, and it'd be the marshals, it'd be their fugitive apprehension team that would go pick them up.
All right, I'll just do a search by word and to
Unless locals for whatever reason made contact with him and picked him up first, and then held him on their behalf.
yeah, they
And
would
then
do that.
at that point. Yeah, and then at that point, I think even on that case, so they would still have to end up going through and doing potential. Let's see, they might still have to do an extradition hearing, but he would lose. So it doesn't, because he would try and fight it. He would try and fight extradition, but he'd lose.
Yeah. No, he would get moved. He would get moved really damn quick.
Yeah.
Let's see. No, that was moving it from Gainesville to Gainesville. And damn dogs are walking and setting off my cameras. I have a wild pack of animals. What can I say? I will find it. I've opened up
98. I don't know what you mean by 98. Document.
Is
Oh,
it 98?
Oh, gotcha. Okay, document number 98. Gotcha. That's what they're saying.
All right, let me close all those then and open
Yeah.
up just 98. Close all tabs.
There you go.
There we go. Let's open up 98 here. Thank you. That's what I was curious about, because I'm just sitting there going, I know that there's an order to show cause. This is a different. No, is this the one? No, this is not the one that I'm talking about. Yeah, you're right. It is. Okay, I see it now. So, what the hell are we talking about?
About the order for him to appear on the 3rd.
Yeah. All right. So this right here, plaintiff filed a motion for sanctions. The motion alleges the defendant's counsel is engaged in unprofessional conduct, as he continues to do. The court has ordered defendant's counsel to respond to the motion by March 20th, 2025. As part of that response, the defendant's counsel would show cause as to why the court should not revoke the privilege of pro hoc vice. So yeah, it is an order to show cause.
Yeah.
Whoever said that, you were spot on. I would send BBB out for a hickory switch, and his dumbass would bring back poison ivy, thinking he was smart.
I think it was Rogue.
Until you start beating him with it. Just saying, you get that stuff slapped across your ass, you're gonna be itching for a little bit. Just saying. Of course, he might like that itchy butt. You never know. Thank you so much, Donna. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And so, as part of the response, defense counsel should show causes why the court should not revoke the privilege of pro hoc vice status has been granted to him in this case. See this right here. He quotes it right there. Explain that permission to appear pro hoc vice is a privilege, the granting of which is within the sound discretion of the presiding judge, and which can be revoked if counsel continues to violate the professional standards of this district.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's more than a spanking. That's saying, yeah, you're if he's and him not showing up right there would be an automatic revocation of his pro hoc vice status.
Well, and he's also very clear in there that there will be no extensions.
Yeah, and he says right here, there's no need for the individual parties to attend the hearing, but counsel for the parties are required to attend. Any request to appear remotely will be denied. Any request to hold the hearing at the location other than Pensacola will also be denied. The court previously indicated that it would consider holding pretrial hearings at Gainesville. That remains true as a general matter, but the court will not hold this particular hearing in Gainesville. There is no need for the individual parties to attend because the hearing will focus solely on the conduct of counsel. Thus, there is no inconvenience to the individual parties by holding the hearing in Pensacola. Also, per Expedia, there's no significant difference in the flight options or costs from Boston to Pensacola and Boston to Gainesville. Other words, you're bringing your happy ass here to me. You're going to look me in the eyes, and you're going to have to live with what I'm about to hand down to you.
Well, you keep doing this stupid shit, right? But right there, when that was issued on, what was it again, the 14th? If you have a judge that is taking the time to put in there that they are searching Expedia and searching flights for you in regard to this, so that you have that should be a huge red flag right there. And yet you go ahead and continue to shit all over the bed like an amber turd.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not looking good right now. And with all of these filings that he's doing, he's making his matters worse. Much worse.
Yeah.
Because
and this kind of goes back to way back when, because remember, I think some people may have forgot about this and talking about, the difference between criminal and civil and blah, 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 blah. Not saying this necessarily, but I said, don't be surprised if somebody doesn't get hemmed up. Remember when I said that shit way back when? Mm-hmm. And that also that you can have criminal charges that stem from a civil case?
Oh, yeah.
This is the game that you're seeing unfold before you right now. Not saying that that's necessarily but this is the direction that it's unfolding.
Oh, so, do you think is it a full moon? Is that what it is? That he's out there howling at the moon. He's been.
I don't think so. I think we have.
He's been hitting the Colombian booger sugar, and he's like losing his ever living mind, and he's just out there barking at the moon, standing out on the street corner,
throwing shit all over the place.
I don't know.
I don't see on there. I'm not sure when we had our last full moon.
You are in trouble now.
And I'm clipping it. No, I deny it. I know nothing of it. It wasn't me. No.
She's clipping it, buddy. She's gonna have it there forever. She's going to use that. Tell me to put socks in my hair. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
No, he may have been blowing bubbles out as guess we will see. Yeah, there's a possibility that that's all he's doing is he's just talking a big game. You know, that is pretty common with him. He likes to talk until the judge slaps him down. Yeah. Maybe that's what he's going for. I mean, that seemed to he seems to think that worked out really well for him in Connecticut.
Well, yeah, well, like I said earlier, it's like trying to read the mind of a rabid squirrel. And somebody made that comment earlier that I don't know if they were joking or not. I don't know who it was. What are you talking about? Squirrels can get rabies. They carry rabies. I don't know what you're talking about. So my point stands. It's like reading the mind of a rabid fucking squirrel. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But it'll definitely be interesting, that's for sure.
Kimmy C says, need to clip Snape's voice from last night. If you want to hear Snape's voice, you just go back and listen to the Sunday Spice episodes. Like the last, what? You've done that so many times.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We had some magical moments. Zach says, Yamaha Biker sounds so manly until he laughs. He sounds like a gay
French horse. Yeah, right. I know, right? Right? Whatever. I don't. That's why I can't remember what it was.
I love it.
I don't know. I was like 12 or 13 or so. And it's been like that my entire life. And so I was like, I don't know, 12, 13 or whatever. And everybody would just say stupid shit just to hear me laugh. Because then it would make them laugh, which would make me laugh. So finally I was just like, you know what? Screw all you assholes. I'm not laughing anymore. But now I just don't care. Other people like it. They think it's funny, and so they say and do stupid shit just to make me laugh.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Oh,
Whatever. It is what
I'm
it is.
running out. I'm running out white on my helmet here.
change it.
Breaking. Jay Slug says Jay Hip is in Lesbians with a Mic. Or is he into Lesbians with a Mic? I mean, if he's into Lesbians with a Mic, why not?
Is in Lesbians with Mike. What? Wait a minute. I don't know. Who knows? What are you talking about? Being on the Useless Turds, and they're both in the chat, or I have no idea.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Tickle, tickle, tickle. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody says I love the laugh. Yeah, because it's a true laugh. It is your laugh. And it's true to you. You know, nobody else could have that.
Yeah,
laugh.
I can't fake it very well. You know,
that's what she said.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I've never had a woman say that to me. No.
Crazy Battle Mercury says, if I lived close enough, I would be there. Can you get rabies fornicating with a squirrel? Why would you be doing such a thing?
Well, yeah.
Come on.
I think the important question is, why are you asking that question?
Oh, Michelle is a lesbian with a mic, allegedly. Okay, I got you. You just had a major revolution and ours went up 12.5. I don't know what that means. Leave the squirrels alone. Yes, leave the squirrels alone.
I think someone's getting excited and engorged, I think is what it is.
That might be it. A throuple. Oh my God. Pete is going to hear about this.
I know, right? Yeah. Cat whisper. Megan threw that at me. I got stuck with that because of Megan. I don't think anybody ever clued on. I don't think I heard that before, Megan. I don't think anybody ever equated those. But hey, you know, whatever. It is what it is now.
But now they
can't
say
take that
it,
round back. It's already gone down range.
It's been 1 month since the banjo stream. God, you're vicious. You're vicious. It's been 1 month since the banjo stream. Thank you so much for being a member. I mean, yes, it has been a bit. Well, and the thing is if and I'll probably do some streams coming up where I can actually do it on the Streamlabs. See if I can work out some of the kinks on that night we broke Shizzy. Yeah, it's the night the lights went out in Georgia. That's for damn sure. You bastards. Oh God, it was nonstop for an hour.
Yeah, that's I'd gone back and I caught part. I had to scroll back. And I was just like, oh my God, it just kept going on and on and on. I was like, wow, this is mean and underhanded, but so funny.
I know. And there were people that were getting angry. They're just like, I'm not listening to this. I don't understand. It was just like, yeah, but you have to be there in that moment. where like every time I would get 2 words out of my mouth, it would be like,
yeah.
How did I do this to myself? I haven't had trouble with them. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, how many teeth did you have removed?
Ooh.
I love this picture. He used the Duke. I met the Duke's son. He had a book and I bought it. That's so cool, Gail.
No.
Yeah. See, a lot of people don't know who
really
Rooster
cool.
Cogburn is.
Yeah.
You know that they're just like, who's that?
Well, I can't remember what his middle name was. I'm trying to remember back. I think it was after
was it
grandfather or
like
great grandfather or something. But his real name was Marion Morrison.
Yeah.
And they had him because they didn't think that he'd started out. He played USC at football USC, and then he ended up having to leave there. It was either because of family issues or because he'd gotten injured. I can't remember. Anyway, so he started working at the studios as like a backstage, building stuff, just doing whatever. And then they started putting him in there because they liked his build and everything. They started putting him into backgrounds and having him as an extra and blah, 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 blah. And it was really John Ford that pushed him forward. And then it was either the combination of the two or just his agent or whatever that were like, you can't, that's not a catchy name. And so they ended up doing a combination of, I can't remember who, but anyway, then it came out as John Wayne. So,
like Wayne Newton or something like that.
I can't remember. And then, but yeah, this picture is from, I can't remember which one, whether or not it was from Rooster Cogburn or if it's from True Grit. I can't remember which picture this one's from, but anyway.
Well, who was the singer that did Sweet Caroline? Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, I can see him right in front of my face.
Neil, is it Neil Diamond?
Neil Diamond. No, was it Neil Diamond? Neil Diamond. Copperwhite
okay.
Says Neil Diamond. Yeah, okay. So Neil Diamond.
All right. Now I was thinking. Now, see, the ladies would know that it's Neil Diamond. That's you know why I know this. Now this is no joke. I took the place in this band of this bass player that just wanted. He was sort of wanted to move on to another venue. He came up with this idea. He wanted to do a Neil Diamond cover band. Okay. So he goes, I'm going to start a Neil Diamond cover band. And he called, I think they were called Hot August Nights here in Georgia. And the lead singer was a dead ringer for a young Neil Diamond, like dead ringer for him. And so I ran into him and he goes, hey, you should come by tonight. It's gonna be a fun show. And he goes, there's like tons of chicks there. And I was just like, oh, okay, sure. I was like, this is your Neil Diamond cover band? He's like, yeah, it's gonna be packed. He goes, we're already sold out. I was like, okay, sure, I'll come by. He goes, I got you on the guest list. So yeah, please come by. So I rode my motorcycle up there and I go inside and they're setting up, they're doing like a sound check and they're playing like Barracuda and stuff like that. It's just like just screw it off. And the lead singer comes out and this place is just filling up with the most hottest women you've ever seen of all ages. And they're wearing we're talking like mini skirts and, low cut tops, and they're just rolling in the door. And I'm just like, he wasn't joking when he said the ladies come out. And this lead singer gets up there and he's got all the moves of Neil Diamond, dead ringer form. He's wearing the sequined jumpsuit and handing out roses, and the ladies are losing their ever-loving mind. And I'm just sitting there going, you have got to be kidding me. And after the show finished out, I was backstage and I was talking with him, and he was just like, yeah, I mean, we do this for a little bit of fun. He goes, well, we do weddings, we do like corporate gigs. And he goes, man, we're pulling in anywhere between, $1,500 a night or doing something like $5,000 or $6,000 on the weekends. He goes, just for a 3-hour set, a 3-hour concert thing.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Neil Diamond was the last concert I went to back in 1987. And I don't understand it. I'm like, okay, but the ladies love it. Ladies love it. Marion Michael John Wayne Morrison was born in Winterset, Iowa, on May 26, 1907. Wayne, whose real name was Marion Robert Morrison, changed to Marion Michael when his brother died. Wow. Yeah, my grandfather came over on a boat in 1902. He was 3 years old. Well, one of my grandfathers. The other one.
So that's what it was. Yeah, I knew he was named after. I couldn't remember. I thought it was a grandfather or something. Is that what it was? It was his brother. But then, yeah, and then they're like, yeah, but you can't use that name. That's just not. It's not going to grab it on the in the neon lights or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
gotta have something. Mary and Michael. Yeah,
so they changed it.
Yeah, because people will show up thinking it's a chick, and then they see some dude, and they're like, huh?
Yeah.
I met John Wayne when he was the Grand Marshal of the Rose Bowl game. That's pretty cool.
That would have been cool. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife went to Mardi Gras. My wife was in Mardi Gras. This is a few years before Katrina, and what's the guy's name that was played the Hobbit? Oh, God bless. What is his name?
I can see his face.
Well,
now wait a minute.
Yeah,
you mean in the Hobbit movie or as Bilbo Baggins in
as Bilbo Baggins, the one that everyone compares that picture of me to. Oh God, I'll pull up the picture.
Yeah.
I'll pull up the picture. It's because everyone goes.
Face. I can't remember his name.
So now this is me at 19. Just so you know, that's me at 19. my wife.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about Eli Wood, right? Woods.
Yeah, Elijah Woods. So
Elijah Woods.
Yeah,
there
Elijah Woods.
Oh, okay.
So Elijah Woods was on one of the floats for the parade, and there was just a hold up, and so he's there and he's like waving at people and he's getting bored, and my wife is standing probably about 30 feet away from him, and he goes, "I'm gonna sing one of my favorite songs for this band, Tenacious D." He started singing "Fucker Chip." The crowd went crazy. Oh my God, you look just like him. I get that all the time too. No, he looks like me. You have to understand that was me about over 30 years ago. Well over 30 years ago. I looked like that before he was even born.
When would that have been? I think Noah was still an ensign.
Yeah.
Did they have the Civil War yet? No, I'm just
kidding. It was pretty close. It was pretty close. You could be twins. No, that I had a mohawk then. In that picture, I had a mohawk. Yeah, it was. That was whenever my hair was down. Whenever I just would comb it down. I mean, my hair was probably about here, and then I would put it up in a mohawk.
Yeah, Elijah was Frodo. Yeah.
Yeah, Frodo.
That's where I was getting confused. I was thinking of the older guy that played Bilbo in the originals, and then it was that other dude that played.
Well, I didn't say Bilbo. I said the Hobbit.
Yeah, right. But I thought you were talking about what's his face, and I couldn't remember his name either.
No, you were thinking of Sam Ganji.
No.
The Rudy.
No, well, yeah, there you go. That fits more with the helmet.
Isn't it funny how time goes by? Like yesterday, we were driving muscle cars and having time. Now it's electric cars with no oomph. No, if those Teslas got some oomph to it.
Got some pretty that electric punches in pretty quick.
Well, yeah, and if you ever get a chance to drive a real electric car, I'm not talking about a hybrid. I'm talking about a real electric car. It'll knock the doors off of just about any muscle car right now from the line. I mean, because it's instant.
They
it's
peak
just
pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, they peak right off the bat.
Yeah. Just like you.
It was. I know. Well, hey,
Hey, got to get in there, get it done.
37 seconds is nothing to laugh at. I mean, if I can,
Oh well, no.
You get the
No,
job
I'm
done,
not talking
that's
about I'm not talking about the Prius. I'm talking about a full on electric car that doesn't have that backup engine or anything. Yeah, you hit the gas pedal and it's a direct drive motor. I mean, there's no transmission to slip. It just go, just go.
I spit on your electric car.
Oh, I had this little Mazda RX-7. That thing would get up and fly, and it was like a first gen Mazda RX-7 until I put it into a tree. And I was sitting at a stoplight. And this guy pulled up next to me, and he was in a '57 Chevy, and I could hear the engine just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And I had modified the exhaust on mine where it sounded lower than it was supposed. You know how you have those rice burners? They have that. They sound like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
No, mine was this low rumble to it. And this little RX-7 had this low rumble to it. It was like boom, 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 boom. And I'm sitting next to him, and he looks over at me, and he was like, boom, boom. I was like, yeah, this guy's gonna smoke me, man. I took him off the line, and we raced up to the next stoplight, and come to a stop. And the guy looks out the window that's sitting in the passenger seat, and he was just like, "What in the hell do you have underneath that?" He goes, "Is that a 6-cylinder?" I was like, "No, it's actually has no cylinders in it whatsoever." Just like, what the hell? He didn't know that the RX-7 is a rotary motor. It doesn't have a cylinder. That's not how they're designed.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, 440 with 3 deuces on it, 509 lift cam. Yeah. That's I mean, I had on a short distance it could go, but on like long distances, I mean, the thing topped out at like 160. That's about as fast as it would go. Ask me how I know. I had to drive out to Blue. I had to drive out to Blue Ridge one night, and I had my guitar player was sitting with me, and we're going down 575. I had a 280. I did like the 240s, but I'm cruising along, and I'm doing the speed limit. I'm doing 55. And he goes, how fast will this thing go? Because I mean, the thing red lines at like 9,000 RPMs. It's just like, it's insane. And he was just like, how fast will this thing go? I'm like, I don't know. I never really tried. And so I just put my foot down, and it started climbing. Got it up to about 160, and he was just like, Jesus, man, like the telephone poles have just turned into a blur. It's like you're stoned. He goes, well, that's true, but the light just turned into a blur.
Good night, Cynthia. Night,
oh, good night, Cynthia.
Yeah,
we probably should do the same thing and head out of this thing.
That was fun. That was good. I like. Yeah, that was good.
Yes. Your 71 Trans Am would top out at about 180. Yeah, my 1973 Plymouth Satellite with 318 in it with a single stage 2-barrel would top out at 80 miles an hour. I guarantee it, because that's as far as that speedometer would go, is 80 miles an hour. It would still be picking up speed, but that's as fast as it would go, is 80 miles an hour. I loved it. Everybody have a
thanks everybody. What?
We got one more super chat in here. Do you think he's playing chicken with a judge, thinking the judge won't kick him because LMNOP needs an attorney? That won't matter. That won't matter. No, he will revoke his pro hoc VJ status.
But here's the funny thing. On that note, hearing through the grapevine, come to find out, apparently the head useless turd was whining and crying about that, and again, supposedly, as usual, using that child as a shield, saying, if he kicks him off, then that leaves Lynette Preston without an attorney, and the poor child, what's that gonna do?
No, well, it's to grift and raise more money. I mean, that's their scam, but it won't matter. It won't matter because if a judge if a judge believes that, and that's what he's going to say, you need to give me a reason for not sanctioning you for this right here. Because Randy made a very good case against all of the bullshit that he's been pulling.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever the judge and Randy most likely, I would imagine, is going to show up with all the emails that he's had that we haven't seen, all the emails between him and Bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to bring those up and he's going to show every single one of them to the judge and go, Your Honor, I have been trying and trying and trying to work things out, and this is the responses that I get. I've been respectful. I've been doing this, and I'm sorry, that I do get a little bit frustrated with it because he's not telling you the whole story, and he's going to lay it out, and that judge is going to see it. And whenever the judge sees that, I have a feeling that he may just say, it is at this court's discretion, and your pro hoc VJ status is going to get removed, and then it's going to he's going to tell Preston, you're going to have to find an attorney, and she's not going to be able to claim whatever that word is,
indigent status,
because of the amount of money that's been raised, and Randy will be able to prove that also.
Yeah, well, it'll definitely put it under scrutiny, that's for sure. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Y'all get your popcorn ready.
Yeah,
sure.
That's why everybody's waiting, going, I can't wait.
Well, it's going to be like Christmas morning. Oh yeah, it's going to be like a kid just with a bated breath, just all that excitement. I can't wait to see what's it'll be interesting.
I hope I'm back in town for that.
Denise, thank you. She felt good to laugh. Needed this night. Her brother passed away on Friday.
I'm sorry to hear that for your loss.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss. That is, we want punishment. You'll get punishment. And I'm going to go punish myself a little bit. See you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.
Yeah. Thanks. See you later.
Thanks, guys.
You thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute, but here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy. Send in your bread, I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm reading your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constant constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddies forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's. Bitch, and will see me tomorrow, same obsession, same effing thing.